Progress with James and Jessica Carter is simply our way of inviting people into our lives.
Hey guys, it's James and Jessica. We're back.
Today we're talking about goals. Every year people set their New Year's resolution or their goals for the year, and then somewhere within the first month or so they feel like, oh my god, I haven't done anything towards my goals, and so all of a sudden I failed my resolution. You have 12 months to get it done. However, in order to get it done in that 12 months, we say that you should probably look at it this way. Set small incremental goals that will help you to attain your major goal. Let's say your goal is to lose 50 pounds this year. You're not going to lose 50 pounds in the first month.
Exactly.
But what are you doing in the first month to work towards those 50 pounds? And let's say you don't lose anything in the first month. Okay, now go back, look at it. What did I do wrong? Or what did I not do to help me to lose any weight?
And another thing too, if you look at it, is if you don't have anything to measure yourself on, like progress wise, you don't have anything, then you always fail, you always stop, you always give up. So you have to measure yourself. It's like in life, like she's talking about now with weight gain and weight loss. So let's say you want to lose 50 pounds. So what you have to do is you have to set up a schedule. In the military, they taught us this. You have the what do you call it?
Backwards plan.
Backwards planning. So you backwards plan. You go from the time frame that you say, like say you say 6 months out. You go to 6 months. At 6 months, I should be at. If you want to do 50 in a year, I'm just throwing numbers out here. You do 10 pounds by 6 months. So from 6 months, you go back from that and you start backwards planning. So
you
that means
do more than 10 pounds in 6 months if you're trying to get 50.
That's why I say I'm just throwing numbers out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that would be.
You're gonna struggle to end the end of the year.
But still, either way, yeah, she's right, definitely. So yeah, you might want to do more than 10, but still, just throwing a number out.
Right.
So you do stuff like that, and then you backwards plan from that. So that means by this time and this month, I need to have lost about 1 pound. Then by this month, 2 pounds. By that month, 3 pounds. Then what you do is, by like you said, setting those small goals. As you succeed, it makes your confidence go up even more. So now I'm happier, I'm stronger. I'm measuring now my successes over my failures. I got more successes than my failures. Most people, what they do is, because you always see your failures. Most folks are always gonna see. So if you fail at something, you're gonna see the fact that you failed more than the fact that you succeeded. So if you measure it, that means like if I start out today doing something, and I put on my planner, which a lot of people, you need to get a planner if you don't have a planner. If I put on my planner 10 things to do, if I succeed at six of those things and 5 of them I fail, today I'm a success. I was a success today because I succeeded at more things today than I failed at. But if you don't have anything to measure, then you'll find yourself thinking that you have failed every day of your life, and before you know it, in your mind you'll become a failure. And that's where most people really go down there, because the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think you're a failure because you're not measuring like you're supposed to, you'll become a failure, and you'll be doing things that you shouldn't be doing. And years will pass by, you're like, how am I just here? And I'm looking at folks on the other side of the road, and they've got big houses, and they've got this, and they've got that. It's because they're setting goals, and they're meeting those goals, and they're measuring themselves properly. That's what you got to make sure that you work on.
And not meeting your goals right away doesn't necessarily mean that you failed.
Exactly.
It just means you have not attained the goal in a certain amount of time, but that doesn't mean that it's over. You still have time to get the job done. Let's say, like I said, let's say you're 30 days into the year. Well, actually, we're past 30 days into the new year. We've entered into February now. But let's say you've gone through the first month and you haven't lost anything. That doesn't mean that you failed your goal. That just means that you are a little bit behind on your goal. Your goal is you have not failed until the year is over and you have not accomplished that goal, because you set a specific time frame on when you wanted this thing to be accomplished. So instead of writing yourself and putting yourself down for not reaching the many goals you're taking to get there, don't allow that to deter you from reaching towards that main goal that you have. Tell yourself, hey, I didn't get it this time, but it's not over, because I still have time to get it done. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep pushing, keep going. Encourage yourself. And if you feel like, okay, I can't encourage myself, I need other people around me, find a group of people who are trying to do the same thing you're trying to do. Because sometimes when you're not alone in the struggle, it makes it a little bit easier to push towards those goals, and not just to push towards those goals, but to achieve it. Like I said, you're not a failure until you give up.
And actually, This works with more than just losing weight. It's with getting money, getting a better job, getting a better car, a better house, you know.
Establishing a better relationship with your spouse or with your kids.
Exactly. All these things you set goals for, and you meet these goals. My dad, growing up, he wasn't a pastor, you know. He is now, but he wasn't then. But he taught us some things growing up. My dad would set goals, big goals. Like, I remember one time I was younger, when the first big thing I really remember, he wanted a motorcycle really bad, really bad. So what he did was, he went in, I'm getting one soon, but so he went and got a poster, and he put the poster up in him in my mom's room. And so I guess he did it so that when he come into the room, he did not forget the goal that he had set. Sometimes you have to paste something that you write it down or do some kind of visual, to remind yourself of what you need to do, the goal that I have set. And by the end of that year, well, I'll probably say about 6 months or so, my dad was riding up. It was, I still remember, it was Halloween. We was outside jumping on the trampoline, you know, playing around. We heard something coming down the road, you know, sounding loud. It was, guess who it is coming up, you know. Whoever it was, we didn't know who it was at first. He had a helmet on. He was pulling up into the yard. He got into the yard, jumped off, pulled his helmet off. It was my dad. But it's just little things like that you see growing up, and it teaches you that setting goals are very, very, very vital to anything in your life. You got to start setting those goals and learn how to meet those goals. It teaches you how to do that in multiple things. Even in, you know, I don't know, graduating high school, small things like that. A lot of people nowadays are not graduating high school or graduating college. You know, you get people that go to college and then you started this degree and you start that degree. You start, you know, picking and choosing things instead of completing. You got to complete whatever you start. That's one of the main things that I was taught when I was growing up. So we got to conclude it now, guys. Everything has been good. Thank you guys for watching the show. Hopefully you guys are really learning something. Like my wife said before, make sure that you comment or send us questions and we'll answer them. We're gonna hopefully have the email down at the bottom of the screen. All right, see you next time.